This lap is not over.
Yeah, the pressure's still there, Ben. He's only 4 tenths behind Max Verstappen through turn 11. The DRS wide open again. And now they fly through 12. Up the hill into 13, the penultimate corner. Max Verstappen is well within a second. Here we go. Leclerc moves immediately to the middle of the track. We're going to have an attack here. If Verstappen has anything left here to use in terms of energy deployment, just chuck it all in. He'll get some DRS. This is a big moment.
So let's have a look, and you can tell that Charles Leclerc instantly going to the middle of the track, then back out to the outside. Fastest lap for Max Verstappen. He's got DRS, he's got a great run, and here comes Max Verstappen to take the lead in Bahrain. He's got in front of the Ferrari. Can he hold on, not run too wide? Beautifully done by Max Verstappen. Leclerc now in second position, but he's still on the attack. Now he has DRS, he'll go on the attack. Down into turn 4, he'll go for the outside. Oh, wow, fantastic move. If he doesn't go too wide on exit, that was stunning.
Beautiful racecraft from the two of them. At first, I thought Leclerc had been sloppy. He gave Max Verstappen the inside for turn 1, as if he wasn't really expecting him to attack with the closing speed he had on the straight. That Red Bull was quick, and Verstappen was assertive right the way to the inside. But there's double DRS here, and Leclerc picked it up on the exit of turn 3 again. Went to the outside, the two couldn't have been much closer, and Charles knew that that was everything for the lead. Look here, I thought Leclerc could have covered the inside more, but Max had quite an open goal at this point, but he just couldn't get the car stopped to get the exit as well. The closing speed was ginormous there with the DRS and the slipstream. We thought the DRS might be slightly less effective this year, but it didn't look it there. The wheel-to-wheel action has been superb, and this is for the race lead. Leclerc, he actually, that's usually Verstappen lunge territory, isn't it, from the inside? I thought Max might have just gambled on it, but we're going to have take 2 here. Verstappen still looks like he's within a second.
Yeah, and he's going to have DRS again. We're learning how these new types of Formula 1 car race against each other, and I tell you, this is looking promising. This is what Formula 1 were hoping with the new design of cars, that you would get racing as close as this, and we've got it again. And Verstappen's down the inside of Charles Leclerc once again. Holds it beautifully onto the apex. Charles Leclerc now will have the same situation, but can he get the braking done as late as he did last time? He's going to go to the inside, and Verstappen's on the outside. The DRS works, and Charles Leclerc goes in for Verstappen, trying to go with him at the outside. He sensibly just backed off a little bit, and Leclerc's got it. I tell you what, Jolyon, this is proving that what F1 were trying to introduce to make more overtaking more easy, it is working here.
Phenomenal racecraft again. What a battle. If this is an idea of what we're going to get for the season, I am so excited. 2 young drivers charging for a race lead, probably a race victory, but there's a long way to go, and they are fighting it tooth and nail. Verstappen with the DRS open again now is able to stay close through these corners. That's what's giving him the DRS on the main straight. He can follow through these corners. This time last year when he was attacking Lewis Hamilton, he had a big slide, he couldn't keep the temperature in the, or he overheated the rear tyres and lost it at this turn 13 corner. But it's 2 laps in a row, it could be 3 laps in a row in a minute, because Verstappen, as you can see, is still just about within DRS range. And this fight is just fantastic, exquisitely measured so far by Leclerc. I thought he was early on the brakes on the last one, allowed Verstappen to stop the car, but he's still got the exit.
Yeah, he's got a better exit this time, Charles Leclerc. But I tell you what, for me, this must remind these 2 young guys of what their karting career was like in terms of overtaking, re-overtaking. Look again, Verstappen's close. He goes for a very late lunge. Surely he's not going to be able to hold on to that. Leclerc, yes, can just come straight back at him. And they know this is wonderful, but that just shows you this is real racing. And this is something that sets up a wonderful season in potential, as Leclerc just holding on for the moment.
Pit stop. Daniel Ricciardo's on those mediums right from the start. The rest have all pitted. Tsunoda, Bottas, Schumacher, Joe, Albon and Latifi. Still 20 cars running here. Lap 17, and the fastest lap of this race goes to Max Verstappen, who's going now for the lead of the race, and in a shower of sparks makes his way into turn 1 ahead of Charles Leclerc. Tried to get past Leclerc as he came out of the pits, had to wait a lap, but now can Leclerc with DRS get back at Verstappen? Verstappen. We're heading towards turn 4. This has been a bit of a problem for these two in the past. No problem this time for Charles Leclerc. Can he stay on track limits just as he retakes the lead from Max Verstappen?
Oh, he turned in there wincing, I'm sure. He really sliced across the front of the Red Bull. Absolutely fair, but he was ahead and he reacted immediately. Max came out of the last corner, fresher tyres, slipstream, drag reduction system open and steam pass, but it's obviously a little bit bumpier on the pit exit there. That's why he was sparking like crazy. And look, this is from a very, very long way behind. Max is obviously in attack mode as well on his battery. And there it is. It looks like job done. And he still made the apex nicely. But Charles Leclerc just came straight back at him.
Knew that he had DRS on the run up to turn 4 to give him a bit of a helping hand, Charles Leclerc. And we can see that DRS slots in his rear wing, and he just got ahead of the Red Bull, just enough by a fraction to move across and make that pass steam.
He covered the Red Bull off, but now is this going to be round 2 of the drag race down the long pit straight? And Leclerc immediately tries to move around to break the slipstream, and you can do that gently once or twice, but you can't do it at the last moment. And has he covered the inside?
He's doing it again, he's going for it again, Max Verstappen, and he's got a quarter of a car length in front. Now they come out of turn 2, and he's got a couple of car lengths in front, Max Verstappen. That was so far back, but once again, Leclerc's got the DRS. This time he's got the inside line, forces Max a little bit wide, goes into turn 4. Leclerc, for the second lap running, has retaken the lead and has come out of turn 4 ahead. This is absolutely epic.
The DRS doing its job, looks a touch powerful down the pit straight, but the cars can follow. This is great news. This is what they were designed to do. This is why we've got completely new cars, but wow, Max was late on the brakes, wasn't he?
Wasn't he just? Like you, Martin, you were talking about thinking, it's okay, he's not going to make the move, and then suddenly, oh, no, he is. He's going for this. This could carry on. When's the next pit stop coming? Because this could carry on now for another 10 laps.
It could, but crucially, if it carried on to the end of the race, it's the advantage there is to whoever's second out of the first corner, which is of course Leclerc in this particular battle every time they come out of turn 1. But he's got a nice little gap there now, but unless he gets it up to 1 point some odd seconds, Max will be right on him again down into turn 1.
He had a nice little gap on the lap before,
yeah,
or at least he thought he had. But this time, does Max take a bit of caution? Does he think, no, I'll bide my time and I'll try the overtake into turn 4?
I wonder if Max has cooked his tyres a little bit, but also we're going to have to assume now that Leclerc's using his battery pack in an attack or defensive mode rather.
Here he goes,
Look
here he
that.
goes,
It's
here he goes, he's
different.
doing it.
It's miles different. Oh, that's a big old lock-up, Max.
Well, this time he locks up, and did you hear the cheers of the crowd, who are absolutely loving this under the lights in Bahrain? This time around, Charles Leclerc, with the aid of that lock-up, has got the advantage going into turn 4, and he should be far enough ahead to keep that advantage as well. And I'll go back to what you said, as Max overcooked his tyres a little bit.
This Grand Prix is absolutely in the balance.
Yeah, Leclerc's done enough on that lap, though. I think that even with the DRS, Verstappen's going to be too far back. You've got Leclerc weaving already to not give any slipstream. Brilliant driving on that outlap from Leclerc.
Well, Verstappen had a chance, so he's getting close with DRS. Look, he's checking the mirrors. Max Verstappen going for the lead of the Grand Prix. Sparks out the back of the car, and the lead established for Max Verstappen, who gets past Charles Leclerc. But Charles Leclerc will get DRS now. This one isn't over yet. What a series of laps from the world champion to claim the race lead. And you wanted racing in 2022. You've got it. Ferrari versus Red Bull, nothing between them. And Charles Leclerc's back into the lead. These regulations are working in some style.
Allow me to pull you off the ceiling there, Alex, but this is brilliant stuff. And what's really standing out is Leclerc is aggressive. He knows who he's fighting, and I thought it was going to be a bit tight on whether he's clipping the front wing of Max under braking into 4, but absolutely beautifully judged.
I think he knew something on the deployment factor. There must have been a deployment on the previous lap that he used all of. Look here, it looks like he's just no top speed, so there's something that was definitely going down. He couldn't defend, so he knew that even running onto the straight early he was defending, so that was an abnormal level of power he had to close that lap out. Here he goes, Max down the inside, big hits there underneath the car, so he nailed the move there. And then look at this, Charles teed it up, got a big accident out, DRS open, And he comes down here and he says, guess what, Verstappen, make your own arrangements, son. I'm just going to go straight around the outside.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, but I totally agree, and well spotted there, Mark. There was, he's obviously used his battery on the outlap to defend against Verstappen, so can Verstappen get another run at it?
Well, he's feeling the need to immediately come off the corner and try and break the toe. That Red Bull as well is running a little bit less rear wing than the Ferrari. They said that pre-race. Can Verstappen get close again? Yes, he can! Max Verstappen! Look at the speed he took in the turn 1 to take the lead once again. Are you ready for round 2? We're about to go up the hill. Can the Ferrari take it back? The regulations are working brilliantly. This new rivalry in Formula 1 sees Leclerc, the prancing horse, is back ahead. Charles Leclerc retakes the lead of the Grand Prix, and they're side by side again. And we've had 2 laps of absolutely brilliant action.
Incredible, but I think he's got a problem. This is unusual on the front straight. I don't know what is going on, but he's not running the speeds he should be on the front straight. So this is a bizarre scenario for Ferrari. Can they sort this out for him? Because his top speeds on the front straight are not competitive.
Well, I tell you what, they're eating up the tyres with this racing. So, this would, in my mind, if they were marginal on 2, this is going to push them towards the 3rd stop when they're going so hard, running in dirty air, running offline. So, let's see. You teed up round 2 perfectly. What about round 3?
Man, if this is going to happen lap after lap, Ross Brawn has just uncorked some champagne because he's worked on this for a long time. He's had a huge team of designers working on redrawing the rule book. And I bet Adrian knew he loved every single moment that he was flicking through it, trying to find the gap. Ferrari have had more wind tunnel time because of where they finished in the World Championship. But apart from that, they've all got the cost cap. It's whether your talent is enough. Here are the live speeds for Max Verstappen. We'll get that. Be good to have a comparison with the Ferrari. Is he able to get close once again? It's in this final stage. He gets closer and closer and closer. And he's going to go for it again. Max Verstappen locks up, takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Round 3 in progress. This time Leclerc gets past, but can Verstappen use the momentum at turn 4? He's got so much top speed. He's taken the lead of the Grand Prix 3 times. He's lost the lead of the Grand Prix.
Verstappen is still in DRS range behind Charles Leclerc as they come down towards the left-hander of turn 11. No overtaking opportunity there, but if he can stay this close through the next few corners, then he could have an opportunity down the start-finish straight. And this sequence will kind of be the litmus test for whether the new cars can follow. And Verstappen is staying in there fairly well. Here they come, 1, 2, down towards the final corner. Verstappen's going to have a shot.
Let's see, Jack. I'm not as optimistic as you on this. I think Charles Leclerc's got it under control again.
Here they come into the final corner at turn 14, out onto the start-finish straight. Leclerc immediately moves over to the inside to try and break the slipstream of Max Verstappen. There's 0.7 of a second between them. Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's closing in on the Ferrari driver, goes to the inside into turn 1 and moves into the lead. Max Verstappen, the reigning champion, hits the front, but Leclerc is going to get the run coming through turn 2, the right-hand kink of turn 3. He now will attack Verstappen. Verstappen covers the inside, absolutely wheel to wheel. The Ferrari right around the outside of turn 4. That's beautiful from Leclerc. He's back in front. Wonderful stuff. Lap 17 of 57. Leclerc holds Verstappen off for now.
Well, I said Leclerc would be in the lead. I just didn't realise it was going to be like that, Jack. Wow, what amazing racing from both of these world-class drivers. And how powerful is the DRS now with these new cars? I mean, it was 25, 30 kilometres an hour difference coming down this front straight. Absolutely incredible.
But it's not over yet because Verstappen was very close last time. In fact, he's about the same distance behind that he was before. Because of the nature of the circuit here, are you not too fussed if you get overtaken into turn 1 because you have the chance to get back?
You do have the chance, but you've got to place the car carefully on the exit of 1 in order to get that slingshot through 2 and down to 4, which is exactly what Charles Leclerc did with a beautiful late move to get the first position back again.
So late on the brakes, Leclerc made it, got it stopped, but Verstappen is right there again. And if anything, he might be a little closer than he was last time. Out over the start, finish straight once more. Leclerc immediately moves to the inside to try and break the slipstream again. Verstappen is closing in once more, down towards turn 1. The gap closing and closing and closing. Does the Red Bull driver go for it again? He does, he sends it in, so late on the brakes, gets it stopped, but we're going to be in the same scenario now, where Leclerc is going to have the run up into turn 4. So Verstappen back in front, immediately goes to cover the inside, but Leclerc's there already. Leclerc gets his car to the inside. Is he back into first place? Verstappen tries to hang it around the outside, but Leclerc does it again. He still holds on ahead of Verstappen. This feels like a battle for the ages already.
This is Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton 2014 all over again. I love the fact that we've got Grand Prix racing back. And okay, Mercedes aren't at the front, Jack, but we've got an amazing battle on our hand. Ferrari are back.
They certainly are, aren't they? Charles Leclerc leading the way, Verstappen right behind him. They've swapped the lead 4 times in the last 2 laps, Jenny.
Yeah, they have. What a dynamic duo these two are proving to be. They're the same age, separated by just 2 weeks of birth. They've grown up in the same lifestyle, a total karting lifestyle of being 100% committed to motorsport. And here they are, battling in the first round of the 2022 championship, and it is spectacular.
It looks as though Verstappen might have just dropped a little far back from Leclerc this time. The gap is 9/10 of a second as they come down towards the final corner. It's going to be pretty close as to whether Verstappen is going to get the DRS this time around. He comes out now through the final corner and over the start-finish straight. They're about to start lap 19 of 57. There's less than a second between them, so he does get the DRS, Verstappen. He'll be too far back this time, but he might have the chance coming into 4. He sends it. He sends it. Big lockup. The two race leaders are fighting so hard. Leclerc and Verstappen have swapped the lead 5 times in the last 2 laps. Verstappen just sent it into turn 1, had a big lockup on the right front, so it is Charles Leclerc who holds the lead for Ferrari. Hamilton still running down in 5th place. Full commentary on Sports Extra.